He wasn't supposed to make it. Born into chaos, raised in the shadows of revolution, surrounded by struggle, marked by the world before he even had a chance to leave his mark on it. But Tupac Amaru Shakur didn't just survive. He roared, and the world listened. This isn't just a story about a rapper. This is a story about resilience, about speaking truth when it hurts, about turning pain into power. It's a story of a man who lived on the edge of society and yet somehow found a way to shape it. This is your story too, because the same fire that burned in Tupac, it's inside you, and tonight we light it up. Tupac's story begins before he ever took a breath, born to a mother who was a revolutionary, a Black Panther, a fighter. Afeni Shakur wasn't just a mother, she was a symbol of resistance, a woman who stood toe to toe with the system and said, "I am not afraid." That's where Tupac came from. That was his soil. His roots weren't watered with privilege, they were soaked in fire. When you understand that, you begin to see why he was never just another artist. He was the son of revolution, raised in poverty, hardened by injustice, educated by the streets and sharpened by poetry. He wasn't polished, he was raw, unfiltered, unafraid. He learned early on that if you don't speak for yourself, someone else will speak for you and lie. So he spoke, and the world felt it. When Tupac emerged on the scene, it wasn't with a whisper, it was with a bang. He didn't come to entertain, he came to awaken. From Brenda's Got a Baby to Keep Your Head Up, Pac wasn't chasing charts, he was chasing change. He put the pain of a generation into lyrics. He spoke about the mothers struggling to raise their sons, the brothers lost to the system, the children born into violence. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a messenger. And he wore his contradictions like armor. Thug and poet, warrior and lover, rebel and teacher. He was all of it, because life is all of it. And he showed us we don't have to fit into their box. We are the box. We break it, we rebuild it. Tupac didn't just have passion, he was passion incarnate. When he spoke, you didn't just hear it, you felt it. That's why they feared him. That's why they tried to silence him. Because truth this loud, it shakes foundations. He knew death was close. You could hear it in every song, see it in his eyes. But that's what made him dangerous. He lived like he had nothing to lose. And that's why he gave us everything. He told the truth even when it was ugly, especially when it was ugly, because somebody had to. Tupac left behind more than music. He left behind a blueprint, a way to live with purpose, to speak even when your voice shakes, to dream even when the world tries to crush you. He gave us permission to be real, to cry, to rage, to love loudly, to rise again and again, no matter how hard we fall. And even in death, he lives. In every young poet who dares to speak their truth, in every kid who grows up in struggle and still dreams bigger, in every voice that chooses courage over silence. This isn't just about Tupac. It's about you. You, sitting there with untold stories inside you. You, with pain you haven't turned into power yet. You, with a voice the world needs to hear. What are you waiting for? Tupac didn't wait for permission. He didn't ask for a seat at the table. He built the damn table. Now it's your turn. You see, they tried to silence him, but what they didn't understand was this. You can kill the body, but the spirit, the fire, the truth, that lives on. Tupac wasn't just a rapper. He was a mirror held up to society, showing us the beauty and the brokenness in the same breath. And even when the world didn't want to look, he kept holding that mirror higher, because somebody had to. Somebody had to speak for the kids growing up in streets where dreams die young. Somebody had to scream when the world whispered. Somebody had to bleed into the mic so the rest of us didn't have to bleed alone. That's what makes his voice immortal. Let's talk legacy, not fame, not fortune. Legacy. Tupac once said, "I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world." And isn't that exactly what he did? He lit fires in music, in activism, in classrooms, in broken neighborhoods, and brilliant minds. He became more than a man. He became a movement. And the truth is, you can too. But you have to decide right now. Are you going to let your circumstances define you? Or are you going to define yourself like he did? Are you going to let people tell you what you can't be? Or are you going to become something so bold, so brave, so unmistakably you that they'll have no choice but to remember your name? You're not just watching this. You're becoming this. Every second you spend in doubt is a second stolen from your legacy. Don't let this world tame you. Don't let fear dress you in quietness. Don't let the pain turn you cold. Turn your pain into poetry, your rage into rhythm, your silence into sound. That's what Tupac did. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't ask the world to make space. He took space and then filled it with purpose. You think you need perfect conditions to rise? Number, you just need the courage to rise anyway. There's power in your struggle. Tupac turned his suffering into songs, his pain into purpose, his chaos into clarity. And if you're still here, still breathing, still standing, then that same power is inside you. He walked through fire and didn't burn. He used that fire to light the path for the rest of us. So ask yourself, what are you doing with your fire? This isn't just a tribute to Tupac. It's a call to rise. He gave us more than music. He gave us a mirror. He gave us a megaphone. He gave us permission to be loud when we're told to be small. And now it's your turn. You have a voice. Use it. You have pain. Transform it. You have a legacy waiting. Claim it. Because in the end, the greatest truth Tupac ever spoke wasn't in a headline or a hit single. It was this: reality is wrong. Dreams are for real. So go chase your dreams like they're oxygen. Speak your truth like it's your birthright. Live your story like someone else's life depends on it, because maybe it does. And remember, they can take your stage, they can steal your mic, but they can never silence your soul. Stay rising, stay real, and like Pac always said, keep your head up.